Hi, this is Amaal Mallik. Download the Bollywood Times app now.
My next guest on Bollywood Times makes melody, makes music, but he also makes a lot of noise. You know why? Because he has a good voice, and just not playback. He has a voice that has an opinion. He has a voice that isn't fearful, and he has a voice that speaks the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, I present you Amaal Mallik, the great music composer of the 21st century.
Now that's too much of an introduction. I don't know why it's such a long introduction, but thank you. Happy to be here.
Welcome, buddy. So glad to meet you. After ages, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, it has to come in an interview, right? What time नहीं मिलता है ना भाई Amaal Mallik अभी every movie has to have one song or more, probably even an album. But I said the word voice, Amaal. The reason why I said this is because at this age, when people really want to be, not too risky and play a safe game, you voiced your opinion on the recent award functions where you thought that, certain things are just not right. Like whether it is nominations or, predominantly it was about the nominations. But my friend, this has been going on for many years anyway. So why raise a voice now than you could have done it a few years back?
I think no one wanted to hear my voice a few years back. So, I think this is the right time where I have a following that I think listens to my music, and they are not just here for my music. They feel, he at least puts forth there are some songs of mine which I never liked, and I never used to over-promote them saying, these many views, that many views. And a lot of my producers and all used to feel, why are you not pushing the song? But it happens that I've recently also taken a decision that I don't want to do songs that I'm not, sure about or happy with. So that is one thing that I think if I don't do it now, when I have that standing and when people are listening to me, then ऐसा नहीं हो जाएगा in 10 years when I'll not have it, or then when I'll have maybe reached a position and then say now that you can say it. So I didn't want it to be there. I wanted to say it when I thought is the right time.
Okay. Let's talk about 2016, okay?
Yeah.
What was the biggest struggle you have faced as a music composer last year?
I think last year, struggle is not the word I'd use. It's more like I learned a lot of things which took me through different films. I think the struggle would be a very harsh word for it. But out of the 6 films odd films that I did, like a Airlift, an MS Dhoni, a Kapoor and Sons, a Baar Baar Dekho, then a Baghi. So all of them somewhere had, most of the stories, the scripts were so different. And to jump from one film's genre of music to the other was the toughest thing was my challenge the whole year, because doing a Dhoni I knew that everything this is my 2 aces, which is MSD.
Yeah.
And I was doing the whole album. So that was the main focus, but still, because I had already done one song or two songs in those films, they also needed that, and I still don't have a team. So it's all on me to jump a genre from the Saw Asman to make a Be Sabriya, then do a Kar Gayi Chul, and then do a Soch Na Sake. So that was the toughest thing last year, and I loved it. It's not something that was a struggle.
Back in the days, Amaal, when actors used to have, like when Shah Rukh used to shoot in the 90s, right? He was shooting 3 films at one time. Now, of course, times have changed, and I'm sure even your uncle Anu Malik would vouch that, wait, hold on. In one day, I was composing for 3-4 films.
A lot of songs.
Does it happen now? Do you, because the reason I'm asking you this question is following up on your answer, that, you take time, you want to choose things that you like to do, you want to just, because there's an MSD which is a different genre, and suddenly there's a Baar Baar Dekho. So, do you get into that zone?
For the film, yeah. I think it's important. And when I was doing a Dhoni, luckily, Neeraj Pandey's narration was that unbelievable. I just felt when he was narrating ek situation, scenes, and that the character, we all know Dhoni only of what we see, on TV.
Correct.
So we don't know what the real deal is. No one knows. So when he took me through his life and how he thinks and how his idea of romance also is, he told me, he doesn't express even to his wife in this way or that way. So I understood what language of the film was there. Like even Manoj Montashuru wrote the film. it was easier for me to explain to him what kind of lyrics the director wanted. So I think I got into that whole mold where every situation mein I was Dhoni and it's a 17-year-old Dhoni. So I had to go back to find something from my closet ki when I was 17 and I wanted to reach out. So what were my feelings then? So from there to then taking it, and then when he became captain, the music changes and it gets into more aggressive space, like a Parvani, which Siddharth Basroor, one singer, sang. So these two songs I'm naming, Besabriya and Parvani, is because they show that side of him before he hit big time, and from there how he held it. So for me to understand that, it's very important for me to get into every film. And I was doing Dhoni for the whole year. I started Dhoni in last July, and it was on till now, like till it released. So almost a year and a half was with Dhoni, and alongside there was Airlift. I finished 2 songs of Dhoni. Then suddenly Airlift has come, and I've delivered those 2 songs. I finished Airlift, and suddenly there's a Kar Gayi Chol. So the toughest point was where I had to be a little, a little flamboyant, playful and all, because Kapoor and Sons, the situations I got were just a fun party, crazy song. And it was too tough for me to lose the seriousness I had gained even as a person to reading MS Dhoni and the story and all. So that switch was really tough. But it was all in all, it was mad fun. I really enjoyed. I think getting to live so many
characters.
Yeah, I always do that. I like knowing at least something about the character that I'm going to make a song for.
Okay, tell me a music composer you've grown up on or you've idolized.
There are several, but someone like in Bollywood who's like a constant favorite. Bollywood music mein, I think Preetham is someone who really is really close to me also, because when I started getting into music and I had this whole baggage of the Anu Maliks and the Dabu Maliks of my life. Like I love them, but sometimes what happens is because you belong from this
pressure, the legacy,
composer legacy, and then it's not very easy to break out, and everyone thinks you'll either make a tan tara or you'll make a thoda sa pyar hua hai. That's it. Like what? Like how far will the apple fall from the tree was the question. But he and Salim Sulaiman, I think I have 4-5 influences who really helped me grow as a musician. Sandeep Chauta, Amar Mohile. So I think these 4 people have been my influences in my growing years. Like when I was 16, I started assisting them. And I think it took me around 6-7 years of learning and 20 odd films with Salim Sulaiman and Preetham to know what film music is.
So which is the first musical concert you ever attended in your life?
50 Cent, I think.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. That's when the music had just arrived in the 8th standard or 9th line.
Right.
It's your birthday. We're gonna party now. It's your birthday. And we're like, this is the kind of music that was just, till then, electronic music was really flying.
Yeah.
Like even back then, like people say now the EDM surge is huge. But even then there was those 80s, Euro trash music and all that happening. Suddenly hip hop hit the scene again. So all of us were like, tung, 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 tung. That was it. We didn't know anything else apart from that, a good car speaker and the roads.
That's it.
So we grew up on that, and that was a concert that I got to see, and it was unbelievable. Like it was in the States. And to be able to just see, everyone usually thinks that rappers just have one beat happening and they'll just rap something, and there's nothing more than that in a rapper's performance. But this guy has come and shown, like, he owned the stage, and they put an act, which I think that changed my whole perception of shows. Because many Indian shows that we had seen at that point of time were not so well orchestrated as these guys, their sound, their lights and all. And that's where I think from then, when people started seeing these kind of shows, they started understanding that
the music.
This is how you can, even hip hop star can stand out without playing an instrument or like playing a guitar, which is the most cliche thing always. A band. Alone, that man has been on stage and there's just lights, dancers and just choreography. And he held a 2-hour concert alone. So
I wish we could have seen Tupac perform.
That would be crazy. I'm sure 50 Cent would have wanted to see Tupac perform.
Tell me a song, Amaal,
that
best describes you.
Best describes me. there's this song in the movie Sanam Re that I had done. It's called Gazab Ka Hai Din.
Yeah.
I don't know if musically or anything, but lyrically, what Manoj wrote completely reminds me of myself because the stanza of the song says, "Pani hu pani mein, हाँ बहने दो मुझे, जैसा हूँ वैसे ही रहने दो मुझे।
अरे वाह.
दुनिया की बंदिशों से मेरा नाता है कहाँ, रुकना ठहरना मुझको आता है कहाँ." So I really connect to these lines and I felt, yeah, chalo, someone speaks something which makes sense.
Yeah.
To me.
Accept me as I am.
Yeah, I think that should be everyone's philosophy. I think that song really makes me feel that.
Which is your favorite Annu Mallik song?
I really love that song from Border, which was "ए जाते हो इलम हो जरा ठहरो मैं भी तो चलता हूँ." What a song! So that kind of stuff, and even Ashoka would be an album of Annu Mallik that I was like, right there. Great.
Bow down to you, sir. What about this one? Was that Annu Mallik? Fir Teri Kahani Yaad?
Yeah, Tere Dar Par Sanam.
Tere Par Dar Sanam.
That's what his music has shown so much range. Like he debuted in 1977 and it's 2017. So I think he's the most longest running successful music composer.
And he's so energetic. He's still pumped up.
Even now he calls me and he'll be like, he hears some song and call me that's a good song and all. He'll tell me, I'm coming with this album. Oh. And I've done something very new. I've mixed this genre and that. And I still think, I was like, wow, I hope I can be this guy and this, the passion that he still holds at how old he is. He's competing with not even less than half his age. So that's awesome. I love that.
Which is a song you would actually have in your playlist while you are getting ready every day?
While I'm getting ready, it's a song, "Don't Turn the Lights On" by Chromeo. You'll have to search it. It's a quiz for all of y'all. It's a really cool song.
Yeah, you're giving out the trivia now. Tell me, what's your take on plagiarism now? Because a lot of people, point fingers, say to even, Annu Mallik or Preetham and various other composers that, "Arey yaar, ye tune to yahan se churayi hai yaar, ye kaise hua aisa yaar?"
Me as a musician feels that what you're thinking right now, someone has already thought of that chord progression or that melody line before in some era. It cannot change completely, but there's still a way, a combination. If you've not heard it, you can. There can still be a chance that what you made has been created before. But because YouTube is so big today, we blame someone like an Annu Mallik or a Preetham or even our generation. But even beyond that, when the RDs and LPs and everyone was there was a lot of music that India has ripped off. And that music our generation only targets these two men, whereas they don't know that it's been happening for decades. Everything from all the historic songs, all the songs that we call evergreen, my friend, are rip-offs also. So, twist kare, or there's so many songs like that.
I asked this question to Arman that, two brothers, one is a singer, one is a composer. What if it was the other way around? What if you were a composer? And he said, yeah, I do compose.
Yeah.
And I want to ask you the question that, what was that moment when you thought, what, I'm going to give a playback. Now this is my time.
I am already singing a song which is coming in this film, Badrinath Ki Dulhania, on Varun. And that decision is something not that I took ki abhi Arman's killed it, so now it's my turn. It's not like that. I think Arman is that voice, even though he's my brother. I have to say this, that even if he wasn't, if I had heard that voice somewhere, I would want to record, because he has that tonality which just makes the song sound so crisp and so beautiful. I don't know how to explain it. He sings a song and he first, before singing, understands the DNA of the song. He knows, it's very tough at 21 ki aapko koi studio bula and you listen to the song in 15 minutes, understand what I need as a composer, what the director is looking at, how young the actor is, how will he lip sync, not lip sync, what is the montage. For a kid that young to understand, I think that's amazing. I never sing on purpose, because I somewhere feel that if you tend to sing too many of your songs, I've seen that, and many other composers have told me this, that when you start singing your own songs, you end up making tunes which suit your voice.
Now that we're talking about voices, I have a surprise for you, my friend.
I get to surprise, open it please.
Now. Of course, yes, we have to open it. You have to show it to the audience.
I have to. Whoa. And the best thing is that This is just coincided with a thought last night only.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I was just writing something in my notes that I was just thinking to myself, whose autobiography or like a book on their life I want to read. Because I do that quite often. I don't know how you know this. She gave some wonderful reviews to my albums this year. She was like, and you're always nervous, Asha Bhosle's reviewing your album, and she was sweet enough. Thank you.
So, your favorite Asha Bhosle song?
No, that is too tough a choice to make.
Yeah?
Yeah, I cannot. There's a playlist then. I'll have to open my phone if it's here somewhere.
Top three में कौन सा आएगा?
चुरा लिया है तुमने जो दिल को
नजर नहीं चुराना सनम.
क्या बात है, इज ऑन पिच विदाउट ऑटो ट्यून. बदल के मेरी तुम जिंदगानी पा 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 पा.
It's a question that's always been bothering me. Always I ponder on this, and I thought, what a nice occasion to ask you this. The people normally ask about, how difficult is it composing for a certain genre of a film?
Yeah.
I want to ask, how do you keep up the composition when you are in a sequel? Because in the first part, you've already let your magic out.
Yeah.
How do you continue with it?
I think that's what is the biggest challenge when to do a sequel of any film. Even for the director, the actor, every department is going to face this problem, and music faces it even more because it's the mainstay of those kind of films. Like usually the films that have like really soon coming sequels, like in 2-3 years, you'll always notice their first albums have done really well.
Like Humpty Sharma had great songs, right?
Completely.
And you are now doing Badrinath.
And the same with Dhoom. Dhoom 1, and then immediately in 2-3 years there was Dhoom 2. Badrinath Ki Dulhania is set in the north, in UP, Bihar kind of setting. So to make music for that kind of language, also that bridge bhasha, and still make it catchy is the biggest challenge. I think every composer, like alongside with me there's Tanishq also, who's doing 2-3 songs in the film. So the biggest challenge there is to keep lingo of that land and make it understandable for my generation, your generation, all these guys. So I think Humpty Sharma Ki Dulhania, the film was awesome. It was set in a scenario where that music was needed Punjabi words and Punjabi music. I think that was a slightly easier thing than compared to us. So I think the challenge is more on the sequel, and we've all put our best foot forward. So there's a song that I've sung for the film called Surrender. As of now, it's called Surrender, and it's sung by me and Shreya Ghoshal, and it's something I have never done before.
Name 3 songs, your favorite, current, that are not composed by you.
Specifically, I loved Ishaqzadeh a lot after Dave D, and Sachin Jigar's Happy Ending album. And there was one more album which they did really well, Badlapur, which I also mentioned in my post, saying that, even the year that we won Roy for almost everywhere, that was one album which didn't get
recognition,
at least nominated in so many places. And I met them, and I was so surprised, and I learned a lot from their attitude when they said, it's okay, like we'll do our thing, and that's what we always do. And that's something maybe I want to evolve into. It's going to be tough because I have too much of my voice of fighting for if not my things, for others.
You said you've assisted Amar Mohile.
Yeah.
Was Sarkar your first film?
Yeah. The first film that I ever got into, like stepped into the studio and I was like, I need to be...
Was Sarkar.
And the toughest film to score, Amar Mohile's most successful background score was the whole Govinda, 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 the theme. And I was about... This is 10 years back almost. So, I was 16 and I'm in the studio and I can see the way this man and Ram Gopal Verma, they're sitting, and I just learned everything that I know about background scoring happened right there, where I was shown there was time code, how every frame moves, how do you use... I never had the liberty of a laptop or a computer back then. Like I had just started assisting, so I never had that setup.
Are we going to see Amaal Mallik do background score?
Yeah, I would love to. Like I have done about 27 or 28 films with all these guys, learned so much. But I think somewhere I need time, you know. It may sound that I always say I need time, but it's like when you score a film, you need more time than the songs. Because songs karne ke baad, then you need to find a score which manages to, it doesn't sound too much of a difference from the songs. You know, like the film will have its own sound, the songs end up having their own sound. But how do you blend that? That it cannot be like your score is Disney and your songs are Rowdy Rathod. You cannot, you know, it cannot happen. So you need to mix those worlds. So that is the tough part. And I want to do only a film where I get that time to score.
Time to take out your next gift. New one. Unwrap it again. Yo.
So that's the journey. Is it?
Yes, the Mallik has the Mallik in his hands.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, Zayn Malik.
Respect, man, to this. The way he's taken his career ahead. I'm happy, I'm set with two things. Important ones.
Yeah. सवाल ये है सर कि आपके बारे में, you know what, let me confess this. In the next few years, okay, and I don't think, you know, any celebrity, be it musician or be it an actor or a technician, needs to grow old for them to be written about. I today, publicly, I'm telling that I would love to write a book on the Mallik brothers. Seriously, bro, like it is music is my second love, and I think, you know, I can really pen it well.
Let's do this. Let's create a few more jhandas.
Yeah, of course. Not now, but next few years, you know, why
it's
not?
a story which I think even someone recently told me wants to tell. And it's awesome. At least, if not us, I think it should start right from where it all began.
Why not?
Why not? Just from the beginning of Sardar Malik to uncle to dad, and then maybe us. And how our journey is different.
Let's mix it up in the interview as well. Let us do that. Just beware of the chalk, bro. So shall we are going to play Never Have I Ever with Amaal Mallik now. Never have I ever had someone write a song about me. Okay.
You want me to tell you?
If you want to.
It's a very sweet gesture that a 14-year-old fan of mine wrote lyrics and took one of my compositions and rewrote the whole song.
Wow.
For me, which was this one, Bol Do Na Zara from Azhar, and she wrote all the lyrics on her own and sent it to me as a tribute. So that was, no one did that much mehnat for me ever. It's just sweet.
Never have I ever got a tattoo that I regret. Oh, you have?
Many times.
I don't want to really ask you where.
Don't.
Never have I ever dated someone 10 years elder to me.
Maybe I did in the past, scanning through hard disks. No.
Never.
Not yet. So let's keep it in between.
Okay. Never have I ever used Amaal Mallik's toothbrush without telling him.
Never. He would kill me. He would just kill me.
Never have I ever imitated Annu Malik in front of my friends.
I have. I've done it every day. I do it every day and I still do it.
And you have to do it on the show also.
Beda tu aag laga dega. That's all. That's all I can do.
Never have I ever lied to a cop.
I have.
You have?
Yeah. But I said a very sensible thing also. I said, मेरा स्टूडियो आ गया है वो सिग्नल के, इसलिए मैं जल्दी में था, इसलिए सिग्नल तोड़ दिया मैंने, बट मेरे को उधर पहुंचना है. इफ यू डोंट बिलीव मी, आप बैठो. So he literally sat in my car, come with me to the studio to see if I went to that studio.
Oh wow, dude.
So he came. So I had chai with him later.
It worked.
But he understood.
Well, the game is up. You've performed well and very honest. So thank you so much, my friend. And one last question to part this interview is your favorite bathroom song.
No.
No, of course. Everyone has one.
Oh damn, this is gonna be a very bad one. You really want to know this? या आइला रे लड़की मस्त मस्त तू आइला रे फिर से बोल जरा जो तू. And I'm like full Sanjay Dutt mode in that, like doing this. So that's no one knows this side of mine.
Thanks, buddy. Thank you so much.
It was
God
lovely.
bless you.
I'm
And
really happy to be here.
thank you, buddy.
Hi guys, this is Amaal Mallik and you are watching Bollywood Times with Devansh Patel.